Hey guys, and welcome back to BKRtravel, where we are going to be continuing our hotel and Airbnb review series, where we're now in Hong Kong. We have already filmed reviews for Las Vegas and Hawaii, which you can go check out at any time. But today, we are going to be talking about Hong Kong, where I was only in for just the one night, and I did stay at the airport. So it's going to be very different to the other ones, because in the other places that I've stayed in, I'm able to stay for a week or at least 3-4 days at minimum, right? But here, I did only spend the one night as I was transitioning from going from the Americas to Hong Kong to India, right? So I was actually, my ultimate destination was to get to Delhi, but I did need to go from Fiji to Hong Kong and then Hong Kong to Delhi. There was no direct flight from Nandi over to Delhi. So I decided to stay in Hong Kong. There is two different options when you're coming from Fiji to India, and that was to go through Singapore or to go through Hong Kong. I guess you can go through Australia and whatnot, but there is a direct flight to Hong Kong. So I was like, may as well, let's just do that, jump on Fiji Airways, come across here, and ultimately I just decided to stay in the airport because whilst I would really like to have gotten to Kowloon Street, I believe it is, which is just full of amazing food in the central district of Hong Kong, there wasn't enough time. You know, there's Disneyland as well that I would have loved to have got to. Some point I will definitely get back and experience a lot more of what Hong Kong has to offer. So there are a few hotels directly at the airport. Now I stayed here in the Regal Airport Hotel, which we'll talk about in a second. There is also the Regala Sky City Hotel by Regal Hotels. You've got the Hong Kong Sky City Marriott Hotel, and then not on the island. So the airport is on its own island in Hong Kong, which you can see here. That is all just on its own. Okay, so it's not connected to, well, it's connected to the mainland, but it is an island that I believe was actually, and I spoke about this in a video, I believe this was actually a specifically designed island for this international airport, which is a really cool fact as well. But there's a couple of hotels here on the other side, just across from the island, which is the 4 Points by Sheraton. You've got the Novotel Citygate Hong Kong, and then there's another one here, which is the Sheraton Hong Kong Tung Chung Hotel. So there is the option of going to these places over here, but I just feel like it wouldn't necessarily, I don't feel like it'd be necessary. If you're just quite simply trying to stay at the airport, this is the closest proximity here where I did stay at the Regal Airport Hotel, because these over here in the Regala Sky City, and then also the Hong Kong Sky City Marriott Hotel, this is a bigger distance between these two than you actually think. It actually is a bit of a distance. I remember when I first checked in and then walked out, I went for a walk. It was late at night, so everything was pretty much closed. But I went for a walk to see what the Asia World Expo thing was, and again, everything was pretty much closed, but it did take me a little bit to walk from here to there. And I'm sure there's like a train system, or I'm sure there might be some kind of system that helps you to get there quicker. But the point matter is that if you want to be literally in the airport, where you can just walk out of your room and then walk straight to your gate effectively, then where I stayed at the Regal Airport Hotel is exactly where you need to be. This is it here. It is as, well, look, I'm going to say it's basic because of the room that I was in. Again, I only went with the basic room. We'll scroll down here and show you the superior room, which was 252 Australian dollars per night. And again, was only there for the one night. Now, you do get Wi-Fi with this, and you do get a queen bed. And the room is quite expansive, to be completely honest with you. You know, it's not clustered. It is very much, you've got plenty of space and plenty of room for activities for my Step Brothers fans out there. There is enough room here to just do what you need to do. When you are just transitioning, you're not really going to want to do much. You don't need like this massive room, which you can find down here. They've got a lot of rooms on offer, but they've got massive suites, spa suites and duplex suites, which, you know, take up an entire airport itself. That's how big it is. You've got multiple different levels and whatnot, which are beautiful, but you can also see the price hike is very much different. You know, you've got your presidential suites here, which are just absolutely massive, which I just don't really feel like there would be a need for. I really can't, especially for one night, $8,970. Like, that for mine is crazy. But then again, that's just not in my price range. And a lot of people do live off very different, everyone lives off of different price ranges, right? But for just the simplicity value of it all, this room is absolutely suffice to your needs. You've got your queen bed, or you can have your two twin beds there. You do have your chair, your table. The bathroom was fantastic. It was small. Actually, well, look, I wouldn't say even fantastic. The shower was okay. But the bathroom itself was very clean. The whole room was clean in general. And if you scroll through here, just that's a great example of the room right there. But let's see the bathroom. So bathroom is fine. Again, I shouldn't have said the word fantastic. Shower is solid enough. It's nothing spectacular, but it is solid enough, and it is very, very clean overall. So it does the job effectively. Clearly, as you can see here, in regards to the shower, you are jumping into a bathtub. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of this kind of style bathroom where you are getting into a bathtub to take the shower. I do much prefer when it's just, even if you just have to remove the bathtub in total. I know that bathtubs are probably something that a lot of people out there do want, but for mine, I would remove the bathtub and just be happy able to stand underneath the shower with just a flat surface. You know, I don't know. It's just something that is a personal preference of mine. So I wasn't exactly a big fan of that you were jumping into the bathtub to stand up in the shower. But overall, that is just a very minimalistic con, I guess, to what you do find in hotel rooms. Bed is a bit of an issue here. The bed was a little bit of an issue. So if you have watched my one night in Hong Kong vlog that I did earlier this year, I actually just jumped on the bed. I didn't feel it. I didn't go. It looks really comfortable. It looks really soft. And I just decided to jump on top of it. Actually, I'll play it for you here.
Oh, that's me. Hello. I'm all over the shop. 9 there, but I got confused because I saw 5. I was like, no way am I here on level 5. Okay, so 9025 or something? 9025. 9025. 9025. Oh. Okay, I'm feeling it. Definitely not really a view except for the pool down there, but I'm only here for a night. These beds look comfy, baby. Ooh, I wanna jump on it. Ooh, I wanna jump on it. I need to take my bag off. I need to go to the bathroom. Alright, get out of my way, babe. Oh, that's hard. Oh, that's hard.
It was quite hard. Yeah, it was quite hard, which taught me a very valuable lesson about traveling. Don't just jump straight on top of a bed without feeling it first. Don't just jump straight on top of the bed. I'm not joking, it was hard. Look, I had a good sleep on it, don't get me wrong. The sleep on it was fine, and it was still comfortable for just a one night stay. But when I did jump on the bed, it was hard. So I do need to tell you that if you aren't into harder beds, well, maybe it's not the case for you. But again, this was just the very simple room of the Superior room here, which was $252 for the night. And I've gone to the same time for next year to get to see if it is a adjustable dynamic pricing like we have seen with the American hotels. No, it is the exact same as what I paid. So there's the $252 there. It doesn't come with breakfast is another thing here. So when you look at the rooms, you've got free Wi-Fi, but breakfast is not included with this one. You actually have to scroll down quite a bit past all these other rooms to get to one that includes breakfast, and it is all the way down here on the Executive Club Superior room where the breakfast is included, internet included, non-refundable for $404. So this is only $150 Australian more than what I paid, and what you get with this, that's a similar bathroom. It feels like that's probably where the breakfast is. I didn't have breakfast within the establishment because I was getting on an early flight to India. But there's not much of a difference here. There is more space for sure. You've got that couch there, a bigger table. There is a lot more space. This one doesn't look like there's a great deal of space comparatively. I wonder what the view is like though. Okay, so if you're getting a view that's looking out towards, the ocean, to the water, and that would be worth it for mine. I feel like that would definitely be much more worth it because you are getting breakfast, which means you don't have to think about what you're doing in the airport. You have to rush or whatnot. You can just eat there and then go into the airport. But then again, I did find some amazing dumplings in that airport, which is really close to where the hotel is. Actually, genuinely, 5 minutes walk at max inside the airport to where this dumpling place was, and it was spectacular. But I do feel like it's worth it considering you are getting breakfast. There is more space here. You do have a nice view. The view from my room in this basic room here of the Superior room, I don't know if it's going to actually show you for a reason. Well, look, there you go. This is basically what I had. as you can see there, you can see the inside of the Regal Airport Hotel. And there is a pool downstairs, which was closed when I was there. So it didn't look too pretty. Weather wasn't exactly great, but the pool was closed when I was there. So I can't really give you too much advice upon that. But the view wasn't great at all. You know, you're just looking down into a courtyard effectively with a pool. But again, if you are getting a view that has the ocean and whatnot, or if you're looking, I remember when I walked further down the hallway, there was definitely a view of the airport and the planes taking off. That'd be a really cool room to stay in, because it is quite literally at the airport. So you can just watch from inside your bed as the plane's taking off and whatnot. Not my room, but I know that those options are there, and I would assume that that probably comes more so down towards this area, where that one's not necessarily showing it. But down the hallway, so that's that's an amazing room, to be fair. Maybe the presidential suite. Yeah, you can see that I'm assuming from this view here that you're looking towards where the flights are. Yeah, if you look at the reflection there, the reflection on the windows, I feel like I can see planes. So you are looking out towards the actual airport itself there from your own bathtub, which is really cool. However, again, we look at that and we say, whoa, okay, you know, maybe, ooh, is it worth that? Is it worth that? But I think that if I was to stay here again, I don't feel like, if you are just simply trying to stay there just for the night, you're going to go to your hotel room, you're going to go to sleep, or you just want super basic, bang, this is the one. You go across here, there is actually a cheaper hotel that I didn't stay at, which was the Regal Sky City Hotel, which does look quite nice and does look quite airy as well. And for a similar price, that's $174, so about $80 cheaper. That's a garden view room here. Garden view room, which would be, obviously is the most basic version of it, Sky City View Room, for a similar price around, so $271 would be the closest to it, which is a premier garden view room. It does look a lot more airy and a lot more brighter. I do like the look of this hotel, probably a little bit more there on that same value. And we go across to the deluxe suite here, which doesn't give you the same amount of room as what we saw on the other one. And the view doesn't exactly look too spectacular there either. I do love the color system and the layout of this room a lot better with the way it looks. But again, you're not really getting an upgrade in regards to space, and the view isn't fantastic. So maybe when you're talking about this level, you know, this similar, oh, okay, 445. So for this one down here, which was 440, which you get more space in, and it does look like you get a much better view. I don't know though, this looks pretty nice, that ocean view there. But again, the space is probably limiting. Oh wow, yeah, look, that view does look nice out there though. It does look quite nice. And if that's the case, if you've got two separate rooms here, okay. I'm getting into a review for a place that I haven't even been at right now, so let's get off of that one. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that if you are just simply looking for a room at the airport, when I mean this is there, I mean this is a 5-minute walk to check-in. This is in the same building. You've got the opportunity of multiple restaurants inside the airport, and then you've got your quick fast snacks and whatnot, plus also you're there for if you need your chargers, as in, don't forget that if you are from Australia or from America and whatnot, it is a different power system, so you do need to have your converters and whatnot, and if you have forgotten that, you can buy it in the airport, so it's just like that. Even though hotels, bit of advice, hotels will usually have these converters ready for you to borrow if you do really desperately need it, so you don't necessarily need to look into actually going and purchasing one, especially if you're just on a transitional. But you are right there, and you've got all those restaurants, you've got all those, airport shops that you can look at in your own spare time in the night that you're staying there if you just want to get out of the room. And then inside the Regal Airport Hotel building as well, there is that pool. Like I said, there is a restaurant there. And there is a gym. I didn't even know this. Where is it? Where does it say this? Well, it says it over here, 24-hour fitness facilities anyway. I just don't feel like this is a place that anyone would stay at unless they're just getting onto a quick flight the next day. It really, there's fitness classes on site. Well, there you go. This is inside the actual hotel building. So you've got your restaurant down there. I think there's actually multiple restaurants there. Maybe that's just not a part of the actual hotel itself. But the point is that this is the area. The check-in is just up there to the top right, and it is quite clean and elegant when you are inside. It is quite clean and elegant. These are a couple of the rooms here, which I find... Oh, that's a nice view out there. There you go. You can actually see directly out onto the landing strip nearly. The landing strip nearly. You can basically get on your plane just jumping out your window. You literally just get out the window and you're in seat 13B. Maybe I just got the short straw with the room that I was in, that I just got given some throwaway room looking out into the courtyard area. But then again, it is because of the money that I paid, and that's what you've got to expect when you pay that kind of money. The lesser expensive one, you are going to get the lesser impressive room. Mind you, you also have to pay $6.67 Australian dollars in local currency at the hotel. Okay, and this is it was actually a check-in when they got me for that. So I don't know why it says checkout there. $6.67 AUD payable in local currency, which this includes it, but it's not actually including it when you go to pay for it. You see, just minus that off of the total you'll pay now, and then when you get there, you pay that little bit extra. My advice: if you are staying here for a night, it's fine. Does the job. Bed's a little bit uncomfortable, but you'll still sleep fine in it. Shower was okay. Bathroom was nice enough. Would have preferred it without the bathtub to have to stand in to get into the shower, but so be it. And the internet was great. As a content creator myself for BKR Sport and BKR Travel, I need good internet. I need quality internet, and the internet quality was very, very solid, which is what you're going to find throughout pretty much all of Asia. I didn't have too many problems, except for one place I stayed in Vietnam, the Airbnb, recently. Outside of that, pretty much everywhere that you're going to go is going to have some pretty strong internet for the most part. Mostly in Airbnbs, though. Hotels can be a little bit dodgy at times, more so in Western countries, though. But overall, I recommend this place if you're just looking for the one-nighter. I don't feel like there's any need, even if you've got this kind of money. I really don't. If you listen, Regal Airport Hotel, if you want to bring me out there for a night to suggest to go into the presidential suite, then please do so I can change my opinion. But I just feel like that's a lot of money for a transitional hotel at an airport. So overall, recommend it. Nothing fancy, spectacular, out of this world. Did the job. And now we will move into our India hotel and Airbnb reviews. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you are new around here. Comment below if you've stayed in Hong Kong, which hotels you preferred, which hotels you'd like. Because in future, I'd love to come back to your comments to see maybe where I should stay, where your recommendations are, and then I can review it myself as well. Really looking forward to getting into more of these. So definitely get into the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.